All-Star Weekend ended yesterday and the season gets back rolling on Thursday. So here are your real contenders out east and out west, and eventually by the end of the video, a champion. We're going to start it off with the defending champ, the Denver Nuggets. I cannot start the video with any other team but this team. This team was the most dominant team last year. They ran through the West and they destroyed the Heat in the finals. This team is scary. It's going to be real scary come playoff time. We know what Jokic turns into. We know a healthy Nuggets team can turn into. I believe they're the 4th seed right now. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous. They still basically have the same team outside of Bruce Brown. There's absolutely no pressure in winning at all. They still pretty much have the best team in the league. But if they do win, we got to start the conversations. It might be time for a Jokic top 15 dialogue. Next up, we got the Clippers. A team which over the past few years has struggled to find health, but they're finally finding it. Over the past season, the entire season, they've only had one major injury, and that was to Zubac, but they've had guys that have stepped up in his position. Daniel Tice and Mason Plumlee are some of the biggest reasons why they're winning right now outside of the major 5 players that they have: Paul George, James Harden, Kawhi, Russ, and Norman Powell. 4 of those 5 guys who are tremendously important for the Clippers can go and get 20, and Russell Westbrook, who is coming off the bench, has been playing some of the best defense of his career. They also have a James Harden who I think is buying into what the Clippers are doing, and the Clippers are also buying into what James Harden is trying to do. The biggest thing at this point for the Clippers is just trying to stay healthy. They have all the pieces. They have one of the deepest rosters in the league, if not the deepest roster. All they have to do at this point is stay healthy, and obviously that's not a guaranteed thing. Health isn't a guaranteed thing. But if they stay healthy, they should and will go far in the playoffs. The impact that James Harden has had on this team should and will be studied. Ever since their slow start, I think they went 3-7. They won 20 out of their next 22. And over the past 2 months, I think they've only lost maybe 5 times. And those 5 have been because Kawhi has been out the lineup. This team has something to prove. It's a lot of guys on this team that they say, hey, when they get to the playoffs, they fold. So the way they're playing like they're going out there to prove something every single night. Moving to the East, Milwaukee. Despite having an impressive record, they haven't been as good if you watch them play. Their defense has gone down, but you expect that trading away one of the best perimeter defenders in the league in Drew Holiday. These are the things that you have to sacrifice if you want a Damian Lillard. The spacing on Milwaukee, I think, is at an all-time high throughout, the Giannis tenure. They have guys all over the floor that can shoot the ball. It's not like that hasn't been the case, but this year especially. This season has been a season of adjustment for Milwaukee. They have a lot of unstable things going on. They fired their coach. They fired Adrian Griffin, who got them to their impressive record, and Doc Rivers came in and immediately put up a 3-7 record. So we're gonna see how good this Bucks team can do coming down the stretch. They haven't had that much time with their coach, so maybe, after they get with their coach, do everything like that, they'll be back on track. Moving on to the last team today, we're gonna go to the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are the best team in the league. There's no doubt about it. This is the year, if any year, they win the championship. This team is probably the best team they've had in the Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown era of Celtics basketball. This team has been very impressive. This team is one of the best defensive teams and one of the best offensive teams, leading to one of the best net ratings in the league. This team can go in a 7-game series with anybody and beat them in 5 to 6 games. But that, I think, has been the case for a lot of these Celtics teams over the past years. So that's why I'm a little worried. When they get to the playoffs, when they get down to it, the first 2 rounds, they're successful. There is a couple of years that they could have won the finals. Last year and the year before, I thought the Celtics were going to win. This year feels a little different, though. They have Derek White, who they had last year, but they also added Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday. I'm not saying that the Celtics championship window is closing, but as a front office, if you don't win this year, what are you saying to yourself? This is possibly the best team you've put together in the last 5 years. What do you say to yourself? To end this video off, I'm going to talk about the 2 top seeds in the West for a little bit. these are two talented teams, and these are two really great young teams. Keyword young. I think these two teams are just too young to do it. It's not a shortage of talent. It's just they lack experience. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these two teams win a series or two, but I think these two teams, it's just not this year. Maybe even next year. Next year, I might say, yeah, these two teams, they're going to win it, but it's not this year. The Thunder are going to continue to get better. Shay's going to get better. J-Dub's going to get better. Chet's going to get better. It's just not this year. But yeah, man, that's going to be the end of the video. If you mess with it, like it up, subscribe. On the road to 1K. TikTok just hit 1,000, so thank y'all for that. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time.